What is going on
Mm.
YouTube? And welcome back to my channel, JoJo Speaks. Thank y'all so much for joining us. This being our review for 90 Day Hunt for Love, Season 1, Episode 13, if I'm not mistaken. So thank y'all so much for joining myself and Dustin for this review. And then next week, we will have the tell-all, which I'm really excited about. So let's get
Yes, I
into it.
am.
First things first. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. It takes less than a second to mash that thing. So go ahead and mash it for a brother. Also, be sure to leave a like for for this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out on my channel. Also, be sure
Hmm.
to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the couples that we're discussing on this episode, as well as any thoughts that you might have going into the tell-all next week. Also, be sure to press
Yeah.
the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And last but not least, be sure to share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. I got my boy Dustin back. Dustin, are you ready to get into it?
Yes, I am. As ready as I'll ever
Awesome.
be, Jonathan.
Awesome. Awesome. We got some
Yeah.
comments here. First, we got
Hi,
Robin. Robin
Robin.
says, well, the pickings are really slim on the TV front here at the hospital, but I'm awake. I'm watching the tell all. Should be fun since I didn't watch the season. Yeah, it should be fun, and I'm sure you'll be able to get caught up on everything that happens on it. And then in the second comment, she says, "Hey to Justin and Joe Nathan." So thank you so much for being here, Auntie Robin. We love you for watching. Thank you so much for being here. So let's get into this tell all, not this tell all, but this episode 13 of 90 Day Hunt for Love. So we start out with Tiffany and Rocky. So Tiffany and Rocky, they finally go out on a date. Rocky has his ukulele that he likes to play, and I guess he sings as well. He was able to sing for Tiffany, and it was so interesting to me how Tiffany
I
had
gotta.
such
I'll
a
be. I'll be right back, Jonathan. I gotta go in the other room. I gotta be right back.
Okay, all right, no problem, Dustin. I'll see you when you get back.
Okay. No, it's
So,
okay.
so it's so interesting to me how Tiffany had such an issue with Carlo doing what he did with Elise, and making such a big fuss about it. She had such a big issue with Elise getting with Carlo, and then on the other end we have Tiffany who is going out on a date with Rocky. So to me, this seems really, really interesting, and also for me paints Tiffany in a less than positive light because you have all this vitriol and all this anger towards Elise when you are doing the exact same thing that she is doing. She is, dating different men on the villa. She's making her rounds and doing what she's supposed to do as a part of this group. So for me, it's such an amazing and glaring double standard as far as Tiffany is concerned, and it really was grinding my gears that Tiffany seemed to have such an issue with at least doing what she did. She had sex with Carlo, and then she's going and dating Rocky. Also, we also started the episode between Cole and Rob. Cole and Rob going back and forth about the fact that Jen saw May coming out of Rob's room the night before, and Rob is saying, well, May and I have a decent friendship. We hang out. He said that they were playing dominoes, if I'm not mistaken. So they're just being friendly, and Rob seems like the type of guy that would want to do that. And once again, if anything sexual had gone on between Rob and May, they would have shown it, even though they didn't show Elise and Carlo doing anything. I thought it was just seeing Jen smile on her face when she was talking to Rob about that whole situation, just once again, just grinds my ever loving gears. Like when I tell you I cannot stand Jen whatsoever, I cannot stand seeing her on this show. And to me, she clearly is not here for love. I feel as though Jen is just here to drum up drama. And it's so interesting to me that Rob doesn't seem like the person who likes to be around drama, doesn't want to be involved in the drama. However, he seems to be so attached and drawn to girls who are all about the drama. As I've stated in previous reviews before, it seemed like Sophie was sort of kind of a drama queen, just sort of kind of. I won't say she was a complete drama queen, but it seemed like she liked a lot of drama because, she was constantly fighting with Rob and constantly had issues with him. And, it was just a whole big thing. But this whole thing between Rob and Cole, when Rob ended up stepping away from the conversation, because their whole fight was so stupid to me. And he was trying to say that Rob was causing issues with everyone that was on the villa, which was a complete lie. He's just trying to fabricate stories to make his plight for Jen seem more valid. I guess if that's the case, but anyways, I really really did not enjoy.
Sorry about that, Jonathan.
It's okay, Dustin. It's completely fine. I understand. And so I just thought it was very cringy to see right now, Dustin. I'm talking about the entire issue between Cole and Rob at the whole party that the episode started out with, and just to see the smile on Jen's face when she's confronting Rob about seeing May walk out of his room. It just made me cringe a little bit. And then after Rob walked away from the conversation, Cole was talking to Jen and saying he's this, he's that, he's a scumbag, he's no good for you and all this good stuff. And he says, he's over with, he's done with, you're only going to, deal with me. For those of y'all who think that I don't have a shirt on, I do have a shirt on. I have a tank top on. I guess I need to pull it up a little bit to make it obvious that I am wearing a shirt. But anyways, so it was just really cringy to me that Cole is trying to make Rob out to be such a bad guy. And yes, Rob hasn't looked to us as the best man in the world. I will admit that Rob does have some ways about him that aren't necessarily that good looking on him. However, Rob is not the guy that Cole is trying to make him out to be. So to me, that's just Cole trying to convince Jen that he's the better man for her. And sure, yes, if you want to convince someone that you're the better man, do it on your own terms, not trying to pull the other person down, trying to make them seem like something that they're not. So Dustin, what was your reaction to the whole Rob and Cole confrontation at the beginning of the episode?
I think it was a very uncalled for, in my opinion, Jonathan. Because they're on the show to learn and to move forward with other people. And we might not agree with other things, but you don't have to sit there and you don't have to have a that's okay. You can have a disagreement, but you don't have to do it on the public TV, in my opinion, because that's very uncalled for. And I hope we get the answers with the tell-all next season. I mean, at the tell-all next week. But honestly, I think it was very uncalled for.
Absolutely. I do think so as well. And then on the other hand, I did start talking about the fact that Tiffany went on a date with Rocky. And it was really interesting to me that Tiffany had all these bad things to say about Elise doing what she did with Carlo. But then Tiffany finds herself on a date with Rocky. Were you thinking the same thing when she was on that date with Rocky and cuddle up with him and doing those things with him when in the next breath she was talking bad about Elise?
Yes, I thought that was very, very weird to me. I never thought I would see her on the side. But, this season has been a very weird season for me, to be totally honest, because I've never seen this side of 90 Day Fiance before. And it's like, I didn't expect this part to come out. So it's very, very, this is the very first time I've seen something like this in my 90-day history of watching this show and recapping this show. Jonathan, it's very, every show something different pops, or something different weird happens. It's weird for me to see this side of Tiffany, and it's like I didn't really expect it, to be honest. So I don't really, I don't really like Tiffany, to be honest with you. But I see a different side of Tiffany.
I honestly don't like her either.
So yeah.
Right. We
Yeah.
got Krista Marie in the comments. Hey, Krista, thank you so much for being here, boo. Krista said, hey. Krista also said, hey to, she also said, hey to Robin. And then she says, hi, Dustin and Jonathan. Hi, Krista Marie. Thank you so much for
Hi, Chris
being
Marie.
here.
Thank you for being here.
And then she also said, looking good, both of you fine men. Thank you so much for
Thank
that, Krista
you.
Marie. I really appreciate it.
Mhm.
And then we also
Yes.
have Mamir here. Hello, Mamir. Thank you so much for
Hello,
being
my
here.
mayor.
Thank you for joining us. So glad to have you guys in the comments. So glad that you guys have decided to join us for this live. Really appreciate you guys watching. Um, Let me
Mm,
see here. And then Krista Marie has another comment here.
mm.
And Krista Marie also says, "Hi, I'm watching 90 Day, but I'm late. So sorry. It's okay. It's totally fine, Krista Marie. I just appreciate you being here to join us for the review. And then
Yeah.
Krista Marie has another comment here. Let me pull it up here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Krista Marie says to Mamir, I need you to get me caught up on these folks. Yeah, we could try our best. We can try our best.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. And Chris Marie has one more comment here before we move
Move on.
forward. She said, I mean, you guys. Okay, all right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we'll get you caught up here. Chris
And
Marie knows you.
our best of our abilities will get you caught up, Chris.
But yeah, Tiffany just has a bad taste in my mouth altogether.
Mm,
She says, "Dustin and JoJo, get me caught up." So we're reviewing 90 Day Hunt for Love right now. It's a show that has different people from 90 Day Fiance coming to a villa in Mexico, and they're
yeah.
all looking to find love. They're all looking to find relationships amongst one another.
Mm,
Okay, so I'm need Rob's name. Oh, okay.
mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Mm,
Okay, so I hear Rob's name. Yes, Rob is definitely here at this villa for the 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love. So
yeah.
anyways, I thought it was really cute for Rocky to play his ukulele for Tiffany. I thought that was nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky seems like a really, really genuine, nice guy. I do like Rocky. I do like seeing him there. But I just don't like Tiffany. I don't like the way that she's been
Mm-hmm.
conducting herself, making Elise look so bad for Elise doing what she's supposed to do while she's here, actually participating, unlike some other people like Tim and Chantel, who really aren't making too many moves on anyone else who's here. But it's just Tiffany is just getting on my last good nerve. But anyways, so let's just really move on to the fact that we see Chantel. She's talking to Ashley. She's talking to Ashley before she gets ready for the final for the final decision that everybody makes. We see Bianca in the chat. Hey,
Thank you,
Bianca.
Bianca.
Thank you so much for being here. Love you for watching, Boo. Love you for watching. Um,
Yes.
so Bianca says, "Remember to hit that like button." So thank you so much for that, Bianca. Love you for watching, Boo. Thank you for being a friend. Why am I singing
Mm,
Golden Girls? Thank you for being a friend. Anyways,
yes.
and also Mamir says hi to Bianca. But anyways,
Hi, Mayor. Hi, Bianca. Thank you for being here.
so um, so we have Chantel. She's getting ready
Mm,
to go to the final decision making
right.
process, and she's showing Ashley some outfits that she's thinking about wearing and things of that nature. Ashley seems
Mm,
like a lovely woman. She seems like such a genuinely lovely woman who does seem to be interested in Chantel. I can tell why Ashley would be interested in Chantel. Chantel is a beautiful woman. Even I
mm-hmm.
think either Tim or Rocky told her that she was the most beautiful woman out there, and arguably she could be the most beautiful woman out there. She's a gorgeous woman. But anyways, I love seeing the interaction between Ashley and Chantel. They clearly have some chemistry going on between them, and it's nice to see Chantel really taking advantage of the opportunity that she does have to get up with Ashley over Zoom or Skype or
Yeah.
whatever it is that they're using. And Bianca says hello to Mamir. Or says happy Monday to Mamir. Bianca says happy Monday to Mamir. But anyways, are you liking the interaction between Ashley and Chantel while they're on the computer talking to one another while she's getting ready?
I like the reaction, what I've seen on the TV so far, but I hope that Chantel don't hurt Ashley, because I don't think that that would be a good thing for them, and I hope that I hope the best for them, but I also have to be because she's been through this before plenty of times, and I hope she don't make the same mistakes that she did before. I hope she learned from her mistakes.
Absolutely. I just hope that Chantel does not break Ashley's heart. As I said in our previous review, sometimes you would have those women who are attracted to other women, solely only attracted to other women, who might get into relationships with bisexual women, or women
Hmm.
who are just questioning their sexuality. And a lot of times those lesbians do get hurt in those situations. So I'm not sure if Ashley is actually a lesbian. Ashley could be bisexual herself as well, but I'm just assuming that Ashley is a lesbian. And so I just hope that everything works out for the best for
Uh,
both of them. So we're just going to go through all the couples that ended up forming. Now, at
hmm.
the beginning of this whole ceremony that they're having, they have those 90 Day Fiance participants who did not find love. Tim stands up and says that he had a good time with everyone. He had a good experience with everyone. Chantel also stands up and she reveals to everyone her whole thing about the fact that she has a friend named Ashley who is interested in her and wants to explore a relationship with her. And did it surprise you that Chantel actually revealed that to everyone? Did that surprise you at all, Dustin?
It surprised me. It was really surprising to me, John, because I didn't expect her to reveal that. This whole entire season, I thought maybe she would keep it to herself, and I would understand that she would, because I don't think that that was anybody. I think that that's up to her. She wanted to reveal that, but I wouldn't do that if I was her. But I don't know. I'm glad that she got it out of her chest, got it off her mind, and move forward. Because everybody needs to be happiness. So I just think, it's the best thing for her to move forward. Hmm.
Yeah, Auntie Robin says down in the comments, you know what I find fugazi? I'm surprised I was able to make out what that word was. At first glance, I was like, "Foo, what?" Yes, fugazi. That's slang for y'all who don't know as cap, as a lie, as something that's not true. She said, "I'm convinced that Chantel is acting 100%. There is no way her mother would leave her to her own devices. Fake
Uh,
storyline. Yes, I do sort of kind of believe along the same lines as you, Robin,
mhm.
that it just seems as though that storyline was a little bit capped, at least in my opinion. I don't know that I believe um, that storyline. And again, if you wanted to have that type of storyline, don't have it on a show where people are trying to find love. Like don't have it on a show where people are actually looking to do things with other people when you have somebody at home who you're interested in having a romance with. And then Auntie Robin also says, "Remember, I haven't watched the show." Well, I mean, when you know who Chantel is, Auntie Robin, and you understand the way that she operates, then it's not hard for you to, sort of kind of make assumptions as to why it is that she's actually here. And it's clear that
Mhm.
Chantel is actually here just to be, well, it
She's
seems
here
as
for
though, I
the.
won't say it's clear, but it seems as
Mhm.
though Chantel is just on the show to be on 90 Day Fiance again and to more than likely just get a check. But, who knows if that's
Mhm.
the
I agree.
actual case. Dustin, you
I
were about to
agree.
say something?
I agree with what you just said. I
Right.
think she's on the show. I think she's on the show for a paycheck. And when it comes to Chantel, I hope I never see Chantel back on my TV screen or back on my HBO Max, because I don't. I hope that TLC makes the decision and Sharp Entertainment makes the decision to take her off there permanently and don't bring her back, because I'm done with her. I don't want to see her again.
Yeah. So we then get to the part of the ceremony where the couples kind of, announce that they are actually, excuse me, that they are actually couples. So Tiffany goes up to the front and she reveals that she's deciding to move forward with Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
And that did not surprise me whatsoever. I had a really good feeling, even though Tiffany and Rocky hadn't even kissed yet. But at least up to this point, they hadn't kissed yet. And so
No.
then the dating coaches pull up Carlo to the front, and Carlo says that he's very happy for Tiffany and Rocky. And Carlo announces that he wants to choose Elise. And so Elise comes up to the front. And Rocky and Tiffany, they say whatever it is that they have to say to one another. And then Elise literally jumps into Carlo's arms. Elise is elated that she has been picked by him, even though we haven't seen them have a conversation about them possibly getting back together after Carlo had pursued Tiffany. Even in this particular episode, he'd pursued her and told her that, he really wants to be with her. But now that Tiffany has chosen Rocky, Carlo all of a sudden has chosen that has decided rather that he wants to be with Elise. And then Rocky ends up telling Elise that, when he wakes up in the morning, she's the first thing that's on his mind. And Tiffany chirps up and says, well, he said that exact same thing to me. And, all of a sudden, Carlo is, caught off guard. And Rob, doubles down
Mm-hmm.
on that and says, yes, I was there when he said that to Tiffany. So, Carlo was sort of kind of caught in a lie because he told Elise that he didn't say that. But, it turns out that they rolled the beautiful bean footage back and shows everyone that Carlo did say those exact same words to Tiffany. So, Dustin, what is your opinion on the Tiffany and Rocky situation, as well as Carlo ending up choosing Elise to move forward with?
How can you say that? How can you say that she? How can you say that he didn't say that when they went back on the cameras and he said the same thing? So you're basically telling me you're basically I want to, you know how I am, Jonathan. I want to hear the truth and nothing but the truth. And for him to say he didn't say that when he did, that's a lie. That's a red flag in my opinion. That's a lie to me. Uh, you know, everything you're basically saying is the truth. And it's sad that you have to go back and listen to the cameras on that because it's sad. You can't even say the truth, that really upset me on that part. Mm-hmm. Because
Do
I
you
expected him to say the truth. Mm-hmm.
Were you surprised that Carlo ended up saying that he wanted to move forward with Elise? And do you think that there was any truth behind that, like that he's actually interested in Elise?
No, I don't think there's any truth behind that, and I think I was surprised to hear that he wanted to move forward with Elise because I thought that maybe that he wanted to move forward with Tiffany this whole entire season, and I think that it was really surprised to me that he ended up with Elise. Mm-hmm.
Right. I hope that they bring up during the tell-all that it seems like Carlo only said that he wanted to be with Elise because Tiffany ended up choosing Rocky. I mean, that just
Uh,
that to me, anyone who's watching this TV show will probably come to the same conclusion that Carlo only brought Elise up there and said that he wanted to be with her
uh,
because Tiffany ended up choosing Rocky.
mm-hmm.
And so Carlo brings out this like bunny, or I guess it was like a stuffed bunny, and he gives it to Elise and he says, this is just a peace offering to you because, just hold on to it until I'm able to come to you. So if there's something
Yeah.
between Carlo and Elise, so be it. I thought
Mm-hmm.
that they had great chemistry when they were talking a little bit earlier in the season. And it did seem like that there was something between them. It's just that Carlo, really couldn't he seems like he really couldn't decide, even though he was telling the confessional cameras that he truly did want to pursue Tiffany. But I guess Elise was just his backup. And I feel like Elise got the worst end of the stick on this season. I think she was I think she was the scapegoat for everyone. She was the scapegoat for Jen when she was trying to say that that Elise and Rob had sex, which they actually did not have sex. She was the scapegoat for Tiffany when she got upset with Carlo for having sex with Elise. And Elise just really got a bad rap. And I hope that she's able to speak up for herself during the tell-all. And I hope that she has some backup because it seems like everyone really loves Tiffany. And I hope
Mm-hmm.
that everyone doesn't just take Tiffany's side just because she likes her, just because they
Yeah.
like her.
Mm-hmm.
Elise needs validation. And I just really feel that she sort of kind of put herself out there by kissing Rob on the first night. And it sort of kind of set her up to look like she's fast. And I don't really think
Mm-hmm.
that Elise is a fast girl. I just think that she was out there looking for love. And, I feel like Elise was my favorite participant on this season of Hunt for Love. And
Mine
I
was
feel like
Rob.
she just deserved better.
Yes. I
What was that did you said about Rob, Dustin?
I think my favorite person on the show was Rob this season.
Yeah.
Rob was my favorite on the show. But I think that I agree with you, Jonathan. I really do. I think that she deserves a little bit of backup this tell all, and I hope that she gets to explain her situation, and I hope that everybody will listen to her conversation on the tell all, because I think that this tell all is going to be a going to be a rough tell all for her, because there's going to be a lot of questions for her, and there's going to be a lot of people that don't. I think the people that need to have her back, but I don't think they're going to have her back. I really don't like to say that, but that's honestly the way I feel. I don't think the people are going to have her back up the way that people they need to have her back, you know. And I hope I don't have to hope I see a different side of everybody on the tell all, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of changes. I got to prepare for what I expect to see on the tell all, and I hope I see a different side of the people this season. I really do, because I think she deserves to be uh she deserves to be have somebody to have her back, and I hope she does, because I think she's going to have a rough time with the tell all. I really do. Mm-hmm.
Dustin, I have the exact same sentiments. I really feel like Elise is going to get the shitty end of the stick at this tell-all. It's going to look very bad for Elise, and I
Mm-hmm.
hope that that's not the case. But that's where I'm setting my expectations so that
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel let down if that's what we actually end up
My
seeing
my my my
on the
my
tell-all.
my intentions are not very high. My hopes are not very. My hopes are down here. Jonathan. I don't want to get my hopes up very much and get disappointed with the talent, because I've been through this plenty of times doing 90 Day Fiance here with you, and recapping these shows. I've been here plenty of times, and I want to get my hopes up too high. I've done it before, and I get myself disappointed. So I know I'm gonna end up on the end of it, and I want to see how it turns out before I have to say anything about it. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So then Courtney comes up, and she explains that she felt like she had a connection with Usman, and then she also had a connection with Colt, and she
Uh-huh.
stated that she ended up choosing to go with Colt at the end of this session.
Uh-huh.
Of course, Usman is a little bit disappointed, but he supports her decision. He can't make a decision that she doesn't
Mm,
want to make, and so she
correct.
ends up FaceTiming Colt, and
Mm,
she also said that she asked her parents, because Courtney lives with her parents. She ended up asking
mm,
her parents if Colt can stay with them, and they said that he can stay with them for a month. Usman actually ended up talking to Courtney earlier in the episode, saying that he feels as
mm-hmm.
though, because they were on a boat ride, and there was this whole thing about Jen wearing a bracelet that belonged to Elise, that Elise actually gave to Rob, and Rob had kept it, and Jen saw it on Rob's counter or something of that nature. And Jen said that she wanted to take it, so she ended up taking it. But anyways, once again, making Elise look like she's a jealous person, or that she wants drama, which maybe Elise does want a little bit of drama. But it is what it is. It's par for the course when it comes to these reality TV shows. But while
Mm,
they were on the boat, Uthman actually pulled Courtney to the side and was trying to tell Courtney that he feels as though Colt is kind of using
right.
Courtney for a place to stay. And I understand that sentiment. It does sort
Mm-hmm.
of kind of look that way with Colt not having a job and being homeless, and he's just kind of being a leech on
Mm-hmm.
Courtney. I don't think that that's where Colt's mindset is, or at least that's what I want to believe. I don't want to believe that Colt is just using Courtney for a place to stay. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
there could be something between Colt and Courtney, and if that is the case, then I hope that they are able to explore that in the most genuine way, and I hope that they find happiness. Were you
Mm-hmm.
surprised to see that Courtney ended up choosing Colt?
I was surprised. I didn't expect that. I expected her to be with Usman and to see Usman be her to be together for the long haul. Didn't expect Colt to be the one to be chosen from Courtney. And I hope that Courtney is realizing what she's getting herself into, and I hope that she don't get herself hurt by Colt. So yeah, that's how I feel so far. Hmm.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's I can't say that I was surprised that that Courtney ended up choosing Colt at the end of the day. That didn't
Mm.
surprise me whatsoever. I didn't expect her to choose Usman because they hadn't even, I don't think they've even kissed this entire season. So I didn't expect her to
Okay.
choose Usman necessarily.
Hmm.
I wasn't surprised that she ended up choosing Colt at the end of the day. They did seem to have a genuine connection. They did seem to have genuine interest in one another. Once again, I hope that they end up being happy at the end of the day. So let's
Yeah.
move forward to our last couple that was formed at this whole retreat.
Okay.
Rob, they call Rob up to the front, and Rob says that he's found genuine connection with Jen. And so Jen then comes up and she says that she's been gotten really close to two men. And then she calls up Cole. And Jen has decided to choose Cole. Now, this entire time, I'm thinking, I do not want to see Rob heartbroken. I do not want to see a long look on Rob's face because I just don't want Rob to get hurt.
Mm.
However, I will have to say I'm glad that Jen made the decision to choose Cole because I think that Jen is going to break Cole's heart. I don't
Mm.
know if Jen is necessarily a good person per se. I don't like the way that Jen has been moving this entire season. I haven't liked the way that she's accused Rob of doing certain things that he hasn't done. And, you know, just trying to get the heat off of her back. And I do think that if Jen had ended up with Rob, I do think that Jen would have broken Rob's heart. And I don't want
Mm.
Rob to be hurt. Although I didn't want to see Rob hurt, I think we would have
Mm.
seen Rob hurt one way or another. We would have seen him hurt if she didn't choose him, or we would have seen Rob hurt later on down the line if they had shown up on follow on a future season of 90 Day Fiance, seeing them trying to work things out and Jen just putting Rob through
Right.
the paces. So I'm glad that I am glad that it did turn out this way. I did expect for Jen to choose Rob. I was fully expecting her to choose Rob, but at the end of the day, I am glad that she chose Cole because no matter who Jen chose, I think that they would have broken his heart, broken whoever she chose. I think she would have broken their heart regardless. I think that Jen is just that type of person. Once again,
Mm.
that's just what Jen has showed us this entire
Right.
season. And this was my introduction to Jen. I'm glad that I haven't had to see her in previous seasons of 90 Day Fiance because I'm sure she would have gotten on my last good nerve. I can only imagine what she put Timothy through in
I've
their
seen her plenty.
previous seasons.
Uh, I've seen her plenty of times, and I don't like Jim. I hope I never see her back again. I hope I never see her on future of Under Day Fiance because I don't want to see her again. I really don't because I don't really like her. So honestly, I'm glad that she didn't get with Rob because I think that Rob is still healing from his other relationships, and I hope that he realizes that he needs more time to heal before he gets with anybody else. Hmm.
Did it surprise you that Jen ended up picking Cole over Rob? Did that surprise you at all?
That really surprised me, Jonathan. It really did because I thought maybe that she would choose Rob, but like you said, I think that's for the better, because I think that I can't imagine Rob being hurt again like he was with his other wife, and because I seen it, Rob was very hurt from Sophia, so I don't want to see him hurt again like that. If he doesn't, if it's helpful, I don't want to see him hurt like that again.
What I'm hoping does not happen at the tell all is I hope that Jen doesn't say that things didn't work out with Cole and she is interested in doing something with Rob again. Like, I hope that that does not happen. And if that does happen,
Mm-mm.
I hope that Rob completely rejects her, shuts her down, says, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it. That's what I hope. I just, and I hope that people call Jen out for
Mm.
ridiculous things that she did throughout this entire season. Like, if anything, Elise does not deserve to be shown as the worst person on this season. I hope that Jen is shown as the worst person on this season, because she truly has been the worst person on this season. Tiffany being a second place, at least in my opinion, because once again, I didn't. Oh, go ahead, Dustin.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Did you see the previews for the tell-all next episode?
I did.
So let me ask you this: when the host asked Courtney, she says, "Are you regretting your decision?" So do you think that she's going to regret her decision? Because the way that when I seen the previews, Courtney said that a cult was texting other women, but talking to other women, even though Colt and Courtney's together. So how would you feel like that? How would you feel like with that? Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that Courtney is going to say that she's regretted her decision to choose Colt. Colt on the outside seems like a nice person. However, I do have to say that it seems like Colt might have another side that we may not be privy to as audience members, that people in his real life may know about. So I have a feeling that Courtney is going to regret choosing Colt over Usman. Yes, I do feel like that will be the case. But once again, at the end of the day, I just hope that everyone is shown to be the person that they truly are, not who they try to make it seem as though they were. Whereas, for instance, Jen is trying to, present herself as an innocent person, whereas it does not seem as though her actions are portraying her as an innocent person. I want her to be shown. What I cannot wait to see is everyone's reaction to Jen and Rob actually hooking up on, I think it was the second or third episode of this season. I want to see what everyone's reaction to that was. And the fact that that both of them denied it to everyone's face during the actual filming of the show. So we'll see what happens on the tell-all next week. I think it should be a juicy one. I don't think I've been excited about a tell-all as much as I have for the Hunt for Love. Just for the fact that this is sort of kind of different as compared to the other 90 Day Fiance iterations, because when they're asked questions about those things, it's their own situations, it's their own personal situations. Whereas with Hunt for Love, everyone's sort of kind of spread out, and certain people may not know certain things while they are filming, but once they go back and watch the show and find things out that they didn't know during filming, we're able to see their reactions to those separate things. So that's why I'm most excited to see this tell-all. I think we'll be able to get a lot of revelations out of this tell-all. So before we get out of here, Dustin, why don't you go ahead and give the people your social media contacts real quick?
My social media contacts are Dustin Butler. My Instagram is Dustin Butler 700. My Facebook is Dustin Butler, and I want to thank Jonathan for always being here as always. And we have a tell-all next week. Are we having one part or two part tell-all, Jonathan? I don't know which one, but if
I'm not sure either. I don't know.
We'll find out. I guess we'll find out in the next week or so. And if the next couple, then at the end of the tell-all, we're going to start doing 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. So I hope we prepare for that, Jonathan, because there's a lot of stuff going on with that one as well. So I hope you're very excited, like I am. I'm very excited to move forward to Happily Ever After. There's a lot of things that.
The only thing I'm not excited about is having to catch up on it from episode 1. But I am making myself catch up on 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After from episode 1, because I want to be sure that I have all the information that I need leading up to the episode that we pick up on, so that we're not all lost, because that's how it seems to go. But anyways, you guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is WilliamJonathanLee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $Jonathan Lee 07. That's $JONATHANLEE 07. There's the Cash App right there. Thank y'all so much for joining us for this evening's review. Make sure you guys join me on Thursday night. excuse me, for my 8 p.m. Hot Topics and Social Commentary show with my sister Jennifer, aka the Light of the Leo. We always have a great time on there. Thank you everyone in the comments for being here. Auntie Robin, Reality with Krista Marie, love you girl. Thank you so much, Mamir, for being here. Thank you Bianca for being here. Thank you all so much for supporting and joining me for this review. Make sure you guys join us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces for our review on the Tell All. Love you guys for watching. See you guys on the next one.
Love y'all. See y'all next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.